All countries I know around the world have a population deficit. They have a skills deficit, and how can you take that to your advantage? That is what we are going to be learning about in today's video. And by the end of the video, you are going to have a good idea on what skills you should be building, where are opportunities, and how should you move with these opportunities. Okay, so let us start here by first of all talking about this. What is happening globally? What is happening is that there is a demographic crunch. Yes, the aging population is really increasing in so many parts of the world. And that is why this video is handy, because it's helping you as a young person, letting you know where there's a need, what you can do, and how you can take advantage of it. So like so many countries, regardless of the narrative, are moving from a more passive to a more accepting and aggressive way of sort of recruiting talent from different parts of the world. Here they have this mobile professions that you can see. Doctor of medicine, that is about 32,000. If you know anything about Medicine Sans Frontier, you know what this is about. Nurses, secondary school teachers, the numbers are actually just increasing in so many parts of the world. What are the fields that is really sought after? Like, what is it that they are looking for? All right, you guys, I am just going to take a minute here to tell you all about my database. My database is here. It has everything that you need in order to study abroad, move abroad, everything from start to finish to help you do your applications. So definitely go ahead, sign up for the database, get up every day, log in 1 or 2 hours, choose a scholarship or choose a graduate assistantship, choose whatever you're eligible for. Use the CV samples to write yours, use the SOP samples to write yours, work on it. In case it gets difficult, use ChatGPT to ask it questions, and then you submit. That was my formula that I used to get 4 fully funded scholarships. And if you do it exactly as I'm telling you, by the end of this year or early next year, you are going to get your own scholarship. The link is in the description box. Click on it, get into focus, work, and good luck. You can see here you have healthcare and care. You have doctors, general specialists, nurses, RNs, LPNs, pharmacies. There is a universal shortage in 44 OECD countries. What that is telling you is that as a young person trying to make your way in the world, you should be thinking about maybe getting into any of these fields, especially if you have a little interest in any of them. Definitely go ahead, because there are opportunities that you can use that to help you move abroad, move to some countries. Okay, and then you have those that are doing things related to STEM and digital, software engineers, AI specialists, civil and electrical engineers, critical for digital and green transitions. Actually, we are living in an AI revolution. I have said this so many times. That is where we are at as a world. And the thing with this kind of a revolution is that they need talent who can get these jobs done. That is why it's very important that you know about this and you can plan on how to take advantage of it. Then you have the specialized trades. There is electricians, sustainable construction people, industrial mechanics, high demand in Canada and Germany. So if you're thinking about what can I do, this begins to give you an idea on the things that are needed and where there is, like, you can sort of explore this talent or skills that you have. So let's start with Canada. If you're to move to Canada, what are the things that you should know about? Number one, French proficiency is very important. You can actually work in healthcare. If you're doing something related to healthcare, like, focus on that because it's going to help you in your move to Canada. If you're doing something related to STEM, focus on that because it's going to help you in your move to Canada. If you're doing something with reference to the trades, focus on that. It can help you in your move to Canada. Transport, agriculture, agri-food, all of those things are extremely important and needed in Canada. So if you're doing any of those things, or if you're thinking about, okay, I want to move abroad, but I don't know what to study, I want to go to Canada, this gives you a snapshot of the things that this country is interested in and how you can leverage that to your advantage. Okay, Let us move to Germany. Germany and the EU, they have the lowering the barrier. And what they are doing here is they have the 2026 blue card update and opportunity card. If you know anything about the EU blue card, with it, you can actually move to several EU countries and you can work in those places. Minimum salaries, you have about 50,000 euros, give and take. But let us look at the skills that are needed and how you can take advantage of it. So you have manufacturing managers, IT managers, vets, dentists, pharmacists, nursing, teaching, and they have a point-based entry system for job seekers. So what you are beginning to see here is, okay, different countries need different things, and we just finished talking about the things that are needed in Germany. And if you're actually with these things, if it is something that you actually want to study, this is a good way to choose a study major, because you're choosing a study major that you are sure will be heading you in the direction of there is a need for that. So you're going to have a chance to stay in the country and work when you're done because there's a need for your talents and you can make more for yourself. Okay, let's look at the UK and Ireland. Critical skills discount. So the UK, they have the skilled worker visa, and the roles that they are looking for here are like care roles, lab technician, pharmaceutical technicians. You can have opportunities for your study major as well as for something related to work. And then in Ireland, they have the critical skills employment permit, and the benefits of this is like you can move with your family, which I think is amazing. But the shortages are in ICT, engineering, nursing. So if you're anywhere studying any of those things, or if you're thinking about what major should I choose and I want to move to the UK or to Ireland, you can choose those study majors because long term it is going to pay off. Now let us look at Oceania. So we are looking at Australia and places like that. The core skills that they are looking for here is they're looking for doctors, chemical engineers, ICT managers, construction project managers, and you're going to get like a job offer plus accreditation. And you have the tier, that was tier 1. Tier 2, they're looking for like teachers, trades, cranes, dairy farmers, and what you get is 2 years work experience in NZ. I think NZ is New Zealand before applying for residence. So probably it's like a partnership between New Zealand and Australia. Those two countries are actually like pretty close together in the things that they do. So the core skills focus on healthcare and regional needs. They actually, in Australia, I did a post recently on X where I was talking about the regional skills visa that they have, and it's like a 5-year visa that you get to stay in the regions, and you get like several opportunities, but you have to stay in those regions. But if you fall within all of these skills that I'm just discussing here, you know that you have a chance of being able to get to those places and take advantage of those opportunities. I think the skilled worker visa is actually not a shabby idea at all. All right, let us go to Singapore. Singapore, they say the youth advantage in numbers. Like this is practically just applying young significantly lowers the barrier of entry. So if you are like between 20 to 23, you can get in and then work your way up. It doesn't necessarily state what skills are needed, but the idea is that if you're still a young person and you're looking for opportunities, maybe I think this is why this video is catered towards like young people trying to figure out their way, because most of these things, there's a bias actually for those that are younger. Okay, so it explains it here. Your competitive edge, the new entrant status, those that are like, for example, the UK, they have the new entrant discount, right? So you're just getting out of school, they give you that discount. Germany, young professionals, which means that you graduated less than 3 years ago. Canada, they have the post-grad work permit, which grants Canadian experience points for entry, express entry, right? And in Ireland, they have the 1G visa allows 1 to 2 years of job hunt without sponsor. What this is telling you is that if you study in any of these countries, and as you graduate, like that space, like the first 2-3 years out of school, they give you this opportunity for you to be able to apply for certain things, find your way in getting jobs. And that's why this video is important, because you are now having an idea of majors you can choose, because long term it's going to pay off, and what country is looking for what. So you can also strategically pick your country based off of the need, because you know that if you go and study there, it's really a strategic video, because when you know that if you pick this and you go study in this country, there is a need when you're done. So you're done, you gradually just walk your way into a job. Okay, so there is the universal application ecosystem. What are the things that everyone needs when you start thinking about applying for these places abroad or trying to move? Number one, you need to figure out your credentials. Normally, there's like a universal system to put everything together to be sure that whatever it is, like your documents sort of qualify on a global stage. You can use WES for Canada and then ZAP for Germany. This is practically like sort of making sure there's an equivalence. For example, if you have a bachelor's degree in your home country, does that translate to a regular bachelor's degree in a foreign country, right? And then language is important. IELTS, TOEFL, German language from the Goethe Institute. They have the TEF for French. Those are the language comes in, and language plays a huge part. Get your language certificate or whatever right, get your credentials right. Then most of the time, if you're going for school, you can just apply for schools and whatever, pick your major. But if you're actually going to go for jobs, you need sponsorship from an accredited employer, and this is required for the UK, New Zealand, Tier 1, Ireland. And this is very important for you to spend a ton of time doing some due diligence, because to employ talent from abroad is something that companies struggle with, because the governments in the countries are telling them, why do you need talent from abroad? You need to justify why do you need to bring someone from abroad? Like, can't someone within the country do it? And that is why you really need to be careful to be sure that that employer has the permission to be able to employ people from abroad. Else it can be like some kind of scheme where they're going to get you into some things that you don't want to get into, right? And then you have police clearance certificates. Just make sure your medical exams, all of this like house cleaning things, just make sure that everything that you need is like available, done, dusted, and you do not have to fight with no one for any of those things. But getting these documents ready sort of starts you in your process of getting like ready for your move abroad or your study abroad. So as you can see here, calculating your worth point system, 20 to 29 years old, that is the peak. Age plus education, master's or PhD, plus language, bilingualism is a multiplier, plus experience is equal to an invitation to apply. So if you have all of these things working for you, you can make a good case for yourself. Let us look at a case study. Germany, for example, I have that opportunity card. 3 years work experience, check. German language B2, check. Age below 35, check. Total 6 points, visa approved. Visa approved. This is such a good mathematics to do, because you sort of start getting an idea of, oh, so I need to make sure that I have all of those things as soon as possible, right? Let's look at the student to resident pipeline. So what do? You select a course which should align to the shortage list, because that is you being strategic. And then you apply for your while you're studying, you study and work part-time while you're studying, so that you can have some 20 hours for local references, and then graduate, apply for the post-grad work permit in case you're in Canada or you're in the UK. And then the next step, secure a new entrant job using the salary discounts, and then you can accrue 1 to 2 years, and then you work your way towards permanent residence. I actually think this is a very smooth way of thinking about where to go study, what to go study, because it gives you a pathway that can lead you to sort of long-term success while you live. Because it's not just about moving abroad, but it's about succeeding abroad. And this video practically gives you some kind of a strategy on how you can get that done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please do want to like the video, share it with a friend, a brother, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, anyone in your church, anyone in your community, in your social media, anyone that you think that this is going to help. Please do want to share it with them, and also let me know in the comment section, was this helpful? Please do want to subscribe, consider subscribing here. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.